Maybe I've even been abandoned by those people that were close to me. Maybe they rejected me, and then I'm not willing to talk to them about it. In fact, I don't have anybody to talk to. I'm closed off, I'm silent, I'm secretive, I've got all these feelings, and then one day I go to a place and they want to hear everything. They want to know everything about me. They want me to share everything I've been through. Until I become a member, then they don't want to hear from me. They just want me to serve and give, serve and give. From New Life Ministries, this is Going Deeper with Stephen Arterburn. I'm Stephen Arterburn. And Going Deeper is all about taking the tough issues, the hard issues of life, looking a little bit deeper inside so that we can gain some insight into our lives. Hi there, Steve Arterburn here. Thanks for joining me for Going Deeper. We're talking about toxic faith. The book is a book about toxic faith and religious addiction. People go, that is weird. What is addiction? Well, let's talk about that. Is there really a thing called religious addiction? And if there is, how do I get into it? So, what is an addiction? What do we know about addiction? Well, we know that when a person is involved with alcohol, it doesn't make them an addict. There are a lot of people that drink beer here, glass of wine there, and that is never a problem for them. But in addiction, the person starts to drink, and they drink so much that they're really the drink's taking a drink. In other words, they get so dependent on it, they're not just choosing to drink, but this chemical is demanding the drink. The cells start to crave it. And so there's this old saying, first the man takes the drink, then the drink takes the drink. That's this addiction thing. And then the third thing is the drink takes the man. What's it saying there? It's saying it's a progressive problem. In addiction, it gets worse. And in this addiction, it gets worse. And also in an addiction, there are symptoms. And the symptoms can be treated. So we ought to be able to see some symptoms. And then in the third element of addiction, there are adverse consequences that are not enough to get the person to stop the addiction. If you're an alcoholic and you're driving and you drive drunk and you end up in a drunk tank and everybody's throwing up around you, the next night you're out there drinking again. Only addiction is powerful enough to get you right back out there again and get yourself in trouble all over again. So I really do believe that, well, whether you call it an addiction or a dependency, there can be this thing where you're into religion, separate from a relationship with Christ, and it's very, very poisonous. So what's a person going through when they fall prey to this religious addiction system? A lot of times they're under great stress and they don't have any answers. Maybe they've experienced stress like they've never ever had it before, and they don't know where to turn, and so they're looking for help somewhere. And maybe they go to a bar, but maybe they're nice people and they go to a church to find help in this extreme stress situation. When you're extremely stressed, your judgment's a little bit impaired. And you are essentially looking for the good news under stress, looking for the relief, so you're a little more gullible than normal times. Maybe you've experienced repeated disappointment in people, life, more pain, job stress, loss, all this stuff, and you're looking for some place to belong because you're so disappointed. And maybe you're just miserable. When we're miserable, we're kind of open to anything because nothing could be worse than what we're going through today. So when we get over there in a toxic church and everybody's singing and dancing and having a great time, we're thinking, man, this is better than the life that I was living. So misery. Feelings of insignificance. if I don't feel like I'm worthy, if I don't feel like I've got a significant place in this world, and I go someplace and they're acting like I'm the greatest thing ever, then there's a good chance that I'm going to fall prey to being part of that group. And then perhaps I'm lonely. Not only do I feel insignificant, but I'm lonely. And there's a place that I can join and they'll usher me right in. Maybe I'm insecure. Maybe I'm increasingly kind of helpless in my feelings and I'm more dependent on people. And so, boy, they're ready for me to depend on them. They're going to ask me for all my money or a big portion of it. They're going to ask me to serve the organization. But man, it's a place where I can depend on them. And then maybe I've done these kind of what we'd call geography cures that have never worked out. I move thinking that's going to help. And then I discover everywhere I move, I'm there too. So I just take me and the problems in me with me, and moving never ever fixes anything. So then I finally decide, well, let's go to this church that everybody's talking about. And then maybe I just lose interest in all the people I'm connected with because I'm depressed, family, friends, all of that. And so now, with nobody around me, I'm not interested in them. I am interested in finding some new people. And that makes me susceptible. Maybe I've even been abandoned by those people that were close to me. Maybe they rejected me, and then I'm not willing to talk to them about it. In fact, I don't have anybody to talk to. I'm closed off, I'm silent, I'm secretive, I've got all these feelings, and then one day I go to a place and they want to hear everything. They want to know everything about me. They want me to share everything I've been through. Until I become a member, then they don't want to hear from me. They just want me to serve and give, serve and give. But up to that point, before I become a member or part of them, man, they can just bomb me with love, give me stuff that makes me think they're the answer to everything. They lure me in, and I get so connected and attached to them, I can't even imagine my life not being a part of them. That's the reality. So if you are ever in all of these situations, the loneliness, the desperation, the misery, feeling insignificant, one thing you could do is you could go talk to a pastor in a healthy church and see what that pastor has to say, or a counselor, a Christian counselor. Or you could get involved in a recovery group. Or maybe you get involved with a Christian men's Bible study where you're talking openly with each other and asking questions and discussing. All of those are such better options than you go to the church where they say people are having miracles occur every single day. Well, maybe they are. But if they are, it's the exception to all the places that are saying miracles are happening. But what is actually happening is a manufactured hyper-spirituality that serves no one. Not the people that are there, no one except the leadership of the church. And I don't want that for you. Next time we'll talk about some stages in this toxic faith system and dependency on it and addiction. And I hope you'll join me back here, Steve Arterburn, the next time that we go deeper together in toxic faith. Thank you for joining me for Going Deeper. I hope something I've said may have helped just a little bit. If you have a question you'd like me to answer or comment, just email me at stevesocial@newlife.com. I'll see you next time.
If you want to support Going Deeper with Stephen Arterburn, be sure to subscribe so you never miss another episode. And if you know someone who would benefit from this episode, be sure to share it with them. See you on the next Going Deeper with Stephen Arterburn from New Life Ministries.